So today I have picked up on someone very specific, a people pleaser, but someone who is currently in the midst of breaking this habit. Okay, so you are currently feeling really misunderstood and in a place where you are fighting your way out of this habit. Okay, people feel a type of way because they're used to this version of you, okay? But there's a specific gift of yours that you're supposed to be utilizing. This could be a spiritual gift, all right? I feel like it's been there for a while, but it's just been slightly under the surface and being heavily activated right now. The thing is about people pleasers is they are misunderstood, right? It's usually because they didn't feel like they could take up room, right? And there was, a childhood or that they lived through or different things that they experienced that made them feel like other people were the priority over them, right? But I feel like this gift of yours really being heavily activated is like your saving grace because it's not really giving you any other choice but to focus on this gift, okay? Because there's a lot of money attached to this gift, all right? Your abundance is attached to this because you're a natural at whatever this is. This is something that, like, yeah, it can be taught, but you know how some people, they're just a natural, okay? So I'm talking to someone like that, but I do feel like this is some sort of spiritual gift, okay? You're starting to understand that your money is tied to this gift, okay? I get that people, they dismiss your story, but you also know that, the people that you've been surrounded by, they really mirror your nervous system, and that, everything that you've been through has sort of like continued to perpetuate these continued relationships where, you just kind of take a back seat, all right? But it's interesting because it's like you're the special one. There is something about your individuality and knowing who you are. It's like, even though you might prioritize people's needs and feelings before yours, it's never really changed something about your style, your individuality, and that you actually do speak your mind. And I get that there is something about this that others can see that's created this intimidation about you as well. Okay, and you may have like really struggled to see that that's what was actually going on, again, because you were prioritizing others' feelings before yourself, okay? And I feel like I'm picking up on someone new in my collective, okay? So someone very feminine, someone that is very different when it comes to your femininity. Again, like there's like a softness, like a sweetness to you, but you're very different. I get that, again, that you have a gift that no one else possesses, okay? It's going to be different for everyone, but I'm just really picking up on something very different. So say if you are interested in tarot, I feel like, babe, like go get your first deck, just go into a metaphysical shop and just pick out something that calls to you. Don't do any research or anything like that. Like, just see what your intuition guides you to. And it doesn't have to be tarot, but whatever this is, it's like, I feel like now is the time, okay? And there is something about this being like your meal ticket, okay? Like your way out, especially out of like some sort of group here, okay? And I feel like this actually isn't a shock, okay? Even though you people please or resist taking up space, okay? It's like you know, as well as these people that also know, that you are an individual. And again, whatever this gift is, it's like you are a natural at it. Like, again, if this is tarot, it's like you have a natural gift for reading tarot. Or maybe, you're that someone who can naturally dance, and has that thing that can't be taught. And probably this individuality, all right, that others can see, that they are no doubt completely aware of, that is like why you are never like fully accepted. And because you're so intuitive that you pick up on this as well. And it's because of your individuality, your effortlessness, okay? And gifts that actually make you more intimidating than you realize. There's also something unique about the way that you look, okay? So you're very beautiful, you're very handsome, but again, there is something different as far as like your physical appearance goes as well. And I don't know why this is coming up, and this could have to do with like the people pleasing or a fear of like taking up space, but you could have like a special needs sibling or someone who is like very, very close to you, family who is special needs, and that was something that you experienced as a kid. And so you may have felt like you were very weary not to take up space, right? You became very like sensitive as far as like taking up space goes at a very early age. But right now it's like, again, you're just being called, okay? Like, and you can feel this. And so you're stepping into this new phase, this new chapter using your gift, all right? It's giving like something about, it's going to allow you to really see yourself, okay, like you never have before. You're some sort of like advocate for change here as well. And so, people could have called you like a late bloomer, or you're always like a little bit behind, and maybe that didn't feel so good growing up. But again, you are some sort of ambassador of change here, okay? And breaking out of the molds, being outside of the box. And there's also something here about you really fully operating in your gifts that is also going to automatically remove certain people from your field, okay? Now, they are going to feel a type of way about this. They are gonna want you to feel a type of way about this. But again, there is just something here now where it is like it's time to focus. It's time to use your gifts, and it's like your angels know that you need help, because even though you are detaching emotionally, you are still a person that cares, and you still care, but people are not going to like that you are withholding, right? When you're actually just prioritizing yourself. All right, this is the you who doesn't people please anymore. And I don't know why I'm being called to share this with you, because I always want to make these readings about y'all, but maybe this will make you feel better. I always joke that people pleasing, it was so much harder for me to break than any other habit. I mean, even when I was in a place where I was smoking weed every day, like years ago, honestly, that was easier for me to break out of in terms of people's responses than people pleasing. That was like when, when I really was trying to break out of that habit of people pleasing, that's when I was getting the most backlash. That's when I was getting in, the most fights and felt like the most backed into a corner by myself. I felt the most defensive and so alone, because people, they really wanted me to stay where I was, in a place of being who they needed me to be, right? So yeah, so people pleasing, it gets easier, and I think a lot of people, they tend to stop before they get to the finish line, again, because of people's responses to you trying to break out of that. And they do make it so hard on you. But if you can keep going and realize the people that don't make it to the finish line are not meant to come with you, whether that be temporarily or permanently. So I definitely get it. It is certainly worth it. And being done with people pleasing is like the most peaceful thing ever. It is so worth it to make sure that you wrap up that cycle. All right, but I get that people really steered you away from your talents, and again, because you're just a natural at something, maybe multiple things, okay? So it may have taken you a while, because instead of like your gifts being nurtured, supported, encouraged, okay, it was like you were pushed into like soul sucking jobs, okay? It was like, the thing that is unique about you, though, is like, even though you went through this, it was like nothing could really keep you from this, because it's just bigger than anyone. Like, whatever this is, it is meant to be. Okay? So again, just like a lot of like illusions around you. It's like you are realizing that a lot of people, they didn't want you to truly see yourself, okay? So you just really must be just really special, really different, again, really beautiful on the outside and the inside, all right? And again, there's something about you where like, who you are, even though you people please and you might have struggled to take up room and things like that, like, you have a natural confidence about you, okay? You know who you are. You're an individual, all right? You may have a moment of looking back, but ultimately you're the kind of person who looks forward, all right? I bet you're someone that, like, you don't even really look at past readings, even though you know intellectually that readings are timeless. You are still someone that you want to stay present and forward. Okay, so I think people feel like they have to leave you before you leave them, okay? Which is really showing you a lot, and a lot about the illusions that people tend to create, and maybe more from their ego, you know, which you're forgiving about and everything as well, but the illusions that they create. And again, it's just something about your perseverance here, okay? You know that it's time for you to go. It's more important for you to focus. All right. And I'm getting one person in your energy here as well that is giving, like, I don't know, you know that they're not really making a serious effort towards you, all right? And you know that you're better than that. You know that you deserve for someone to be sure about you. This is someone who is like 1 foot in, 1 foot out when it comes to you. That's certainly how they make you feel. And again, you are someone that you recognize these things because you have always been so good about prioritizing others, even when it's hurt you. All right. But the thing is there is someone who is coming in, all right? And they are like coming in on a horse, right? They are not going to make you feel this way, all right? They're going to make you feel very certain. You're not going to be questioning them. You're not going to feel like you have to initiate or anything like that. Like, you're going to get to be the feminine in this scenario, I'm getting, okay? You're going to be really amazing at celebrating together, like life of the party. You know, you're going to be those people that everyone sort of like crowds around, all right? I'm getting like just a lot of like admiration, all right? There's just not going to be a question, which is how you deserve to feel, and you know this. So I think you're going to let this person go that is, again, just kind of coming in slow, not really sure. You're kind of feeling like you might not even be their first choice, kind of a thing. So this is beautiful. Your gift is going to make you a lot of money. It's going to be extremely fulfilling. All right. You are a natural at whatever this is. It is the time to focus. And when you are ready, this person is going to come in, and you are not going to have any questions or doubts, because they are going to put the work in necessary in order to make you feel that secure, all right? Which is amazing, because you actually are a very secure person as well, and you're about to be the happiest that you ever have been, and certainly the most at peace, because there is no better feeling than when you are a people pleaser and you actually break out of that, okay? And it makes sense that all this is coming in. So really beautiful. I'm going to leave this one here for now. I hope you enjoyed your reading. Thank you so much for being here. Please let me know if this resonates. I love you so much. I'm always rooting for you, and I will see you in the next one.